Hey everybody, I know sometimes training can be tough, especially at home, and especially if the weather is not great that we can go outside and train. So I want to show you some great drills that you can do at your home that are a lot of fun, incorporating things like a chair, your socks, things like that are going to make training more enjoyable and also still challenge you at the same time. Our first drill is a drill that doesn't sock. That's right, we're going to be using our socks. Now, you only want to wear one on your foot because this drill is called sock stances. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one sock off to the side, have one sock on one foot, start with your feet kind of close together and bend your knees. Moving forward, you always want to move the foot with the sock first. So we go into our front stance, then we step up staying low, go into the back stance, then we step up staying low, and go into the horse stance. And then I can do the other side on the way back. So from horse stance, I slide the sock foot back, and I slide it back to back stance. Now I'll slide the regular foot back, and then I'll slide back to front stance on my other side. So you just do this a few repetitions with the sock on your right foot, then repeat it, the sock on your left foot, and you just did sock stances. The next drill is called Hikite Planks. Now these are awesome for really working on your chambers to make them super dynamic. Remember, Hikite is the Japanese word for pulling hand or grasping hand. So anytime we're chambering, we're actually would be grabbing our opponent and pulling them as we strike, whether we're striking with a punch or a forearm, no matter what it is, we're grabbing and pulling. So for this one, all we do is we get up in a plank. Make sure your hands are just straight down from your shoulders. Keep your head up, and from here, just watch out for turning. I see a lot of people that do this when they do it and turn. You don't want that. It's going to be poor form. It's also going to be bad for your body. So you want to work on good solid core, and then and you just want to do probably about 25 to 50 repetitions depending on your fitness level. And that's going to really help strengthen not only your core, but also your pulling hand. Again, those are called Hikite Planks. This drill is called no chicken wings. So this is gonna help us with our strikes. A lot of times when people strike, they throw their elbow out like this. And what it does is it makes your strike weaker. And we want strong strikes. We want them to travel in a straight line. So what we do for this one is we're gonna get in a front stance. We wanna make sure our back leg our foot is actually up against the wall, okay? Right leg is away. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our reverse punch and our front punch. So you're actually working on two different things. We're working on striking without touching the wall, so we're keeping our elbow in, and then we're also working on chambering, so our elbow is staying in. Because a lot of people will go like this, elbow out on the punch, or when they come back, they kind of pull their elbow out. You can see I'm banging into the wall each time. Just make sure when you're doing it, you start off slow. You don't want to ruin your wall, okay, and put dings in your wall, so go real slow at first, and just get used to striking and pulling back. And once you get that, you can practice full speed and power where you're keeping your elbow in tucked so you don't hit the wall. Again, that drill is called no chicken wings. So here's a chair drill for you that will help you with your round kick. You can start, if you're a beginner, start with two hands. And once you get comfortable with that, move to one hand. It's really best if you can practice with one hand. And we want to be close to the chair with our body so we don't get in the habit of leaning, all right? If we need to, we'll just start kicking low. So we'll chamber for our round kick. We'll kick out with the toes pointed, bring it back and down. Make sure there's a straight line when you kick from your armpit all the way down to your toes. If you're getting it with two hands, then practice with one. So we chamber, kick, back and down. Chamber, kick, back and down. And you just want to do about 10, 15 repetitions on each side of that. You can also do it with front kick and side kick as well. One great tool to use at home for training your martial arts is a chair. So the first drill we're going to do is going to work on our front kicks. What you do is you stand somewhat close to the chair. You might have to adjust your distance depending on how easy or hard it is. So if it's a little harder for you to do this, move a little further from the chair. If it's easy, move a little bit closer. The whole purpose is to make sure we can lift our leg up high enough so our chamber is over the chair. Then we do our front kick nice and slow, then recoil, and then bring it back. So again, lift up, kick, recoil, and back. And you'll notice as I'm kicking, the ball of my foot is extending outward, and then back and down. And that's the front kick, chair kick. We're going to use the chair for another drill. This one's called the under-over drill. And for this one, we're going to use a side kick. This drill really helps with our balance, our focus and accuracy, and working our chambering and recoiling. So what we're going to do is we're going to start. Now, if you're a little more beginner at this, you want to start a little further away so you don't accidentally get caught in the chair. If you're more advanced, move a little closer. So what we do is we go ahead and chamber for our first kick, and we're going to side kick between where the folding chair, where the back and the chair, the seat actually meet. And then I'm going to bring it up and side kick over. And I just do that over and over again. Side kick under and over, under and over. Now, if you're on the smaller side of things, because you're a young kid, you can also do this where it's under the seat of the chair and over the seat of the chair, if under here and over there is a little too challenging for you. And that's the under-over side kick chair drill. This drill will incorporate your sock. Now you only need one sock for it, and this drill is not about sock puppets, but sock punches. And I'm going to show you how it's going to help you with your reaction time, your speed, and also your intensity. So we're going to start out, just hold the sock in one hand. Other hand starts at your Hikite or chambered hand. And what you're going to do is you're going to let go of the sock and then catch it with the other hand. And then you just repeat that over and over again. Try to make sure you're using your hips and try to get sound out of your uniform when you're striking. So you'll hear that on the video. So just real quick, I drop it, punch. Now, if you want more of a challenge, we're going to add a punch to it. So we start just a tad higher. And what you're going to do is you're going to let go, try to punch with one hand, and catch it with the original hand that you let go with. Just like that. And that's your sock punch drill.